For the past 10 years, I have been wanting to build my dream gaming room. I finally just moved home and I would see pictures like these online all the time and I would always just want one. So this is my current setup.
Oh, hell no!
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Everything on the floor is to sound dampen. And yes, that is a duvet on the door to try and sound dampen it even more. So I guess to get this started, we should probably head over to my dream setup, make a quick mock-up of what I envision my gaming room to look like. Might not end up like this, but we will see. Gonna obviously add in a nice L-shaped desk, a triple monitor setup, and not too sure right now if I want landscape or portrait. So I guess before we start, we should probably buy some items. So this is gonna cost me a lot. And if you guys want me to link the items, I will link as many as I can down in the description if any of you guys want the same things as I have bought. Okay, so I've decided to buy a rug, even though I obviously have brand new carpet, but that's kind of the reason why I wanted to buy a rug, so I don't ruin the carpet with obviously all the heavy chairs and desks, because it's gonna like leave an indent on the carpet, and I didn't want that. And also, this rug is gonna be super soft. It's absolutely massive, so please enjoy me struggling very much to put this down. At one point, I just wanted to give up and just curl up in it and die. So I expected to be able to do all of this within about a week. I don't know why. I really don't know why, because this desk right here, this took me about 3 days to build because obviously I'm trying to do my actual work as well as build a gaming room, and I don't think I mentioned I have zero, and I mean zero, DIY experience. I don't have any tools. I had to buy some tools for all this. So I had to do most of this by myself. The desk, it was a struggle. I am 5'3". This desk weighs twice as much as me. Just so you guys understand of how small I am compared to this desk. Also, you guys are going to notice a lot of like wardrobe changes throughout this whole thing. At some points, I had just been so busy. You're just going to see my sweatpants making these. I do apologize. I wanted to put effort into this, and then it ended up taking so many days. I was tired. I wanted to be comfy while building this because, trust me, wearing some tight skinny jeans while trying to bend over, you're kind of getting a massive wedgie. Just gonna put it straight out how it is. After the desk was built, I decided to move on to the Secret Lab gaming chair. I already have a Secret Lab gaming chair. It's the original black Omega one. Obviously, I wanted a white one to match the theme of what I was going for. A nice, like, white, minimalistic kind of look. I didn't realize until after buying it, they've now released something called like wraps or skins, which is where you can actually just put a wrap over one that you already have, so you don't have to buy a new chair, which would have been absolutely great to know, because now I have to, you know, get used to the new chair. The other one has my bum indent and everything in it. I have to work on this chair now, like, come on. So here you're gonna see me obviously building this chair, and at one point I genuinely wanted to give up on life. I could not for the life of me get this one like little leg into where it was meant to go, to the point where, yeah, I am smacking myself on the head with it. But now that's out of the way, we did manage to build the chair. Yes, it took me an hour. It took me an hour. The first time I did it, it took me 20 minutes. You also have a memory foam cushion that is magnetic that goes on the back of it as well for your headrest. So if you don't want to use it, you can easily just remove it from the chair because it's magnetic, easily put it back on, no straps needed. I don't know why other companies don't do this. It's just so convenient and it's so soft because it's memory foam. So I've decided to buy these 3D wall art panels. I think it's like 24 of them I got in the end. I just thought this was like a nice, cool, wavy pattern. Wanted to put these up on my wall, but then I realized on the back it's not just a plain solid thing, it's actually just an invert of the pattern, which made it extremely hard to actually get these pinned up on the wall. In the end, I don't think these 3D panels turned out too bad. One of them is wrong. I'm gonna tell you guys that now. I'm gonna mess with your OCD. Can you see which 3D panel is the wrong way around? And this was the only one that didn't want to ping off, by the way. So thank you, Dad, for putting one panel on and putting it upside down for me. So to make this feel a bit more like a gaming room, I just wanted to get at least one RGB thing down already. So I decided to do the Govee RGB desk lights. These, I am not kidding, 10 minutes to put on. Easiest thing of the whole video. Absolutely amazing, super nice quality. It looks so much better in person for all of the RGB throughout the video compared to on the camera. The camera just does not do it justice. Makes it look like a lot more darker than it is in person. It's so bright. Absolutely amazing, beautiful colors as well, and obviously you can control it through the app. And I look at these rainbow colors, they are absolutely fantastic. I found these great acoustic panels. I was gonna go with an oak one, but then I thought I kind of want to keep it all like a similar color, like whites and grays. Here is me, you know, drilling them in. I'm not gonna lie to you. My dad drilled them in. That's why you don't see much of this part, because I am too small and my dad didn't want to be in the video. And while my dad was here, we also added the diffuser channels at the top of the ceiling. So we did cut these down to size. We used some little screws in the corners to add it, and then we added some no nails to actually keep it on. So that's just like a firm, sticky stuff. I don't know how to describe it to you. It sticks to the ceiling. So now that the diffuser channels are actually up and on the ceiling, I decided to put the Govee strip lights up. You can do 10 meters with 2 of them, so that is what I did. We measured out with 10 meters for the diffusers, and then we added in these strip lights. And then I went to Govee's website on how to do the corner. I tried doing the way they said, and I broke the corner, which wasn't good. Not fully, only the blue channel. I am still mad about it. But Govee, come on, don't give me a method if it's not gonna work. I was extremely mad about that, but we managed to get the whole of it done. I realized that my diffuser channels probably weren't deep enough. I went with a 6mm. I really should have gone for a 12. I completely forgot to consider that Govee have a silicone on top. So you can see some hot spots on the LEDs, which is completely pointless because the diffuser is meant to obviously make it look seamless. So that was completely on me. Should have definitely done some more research, but I'm letting you guys know so you don't make the same mistake I did. Either way, it still looks great if I just don't choose white. So I wanted to add some floating shelves as well, just so I can add some of my little display items, and I had so many satisfying peels to do. So we managed to get the brackets into the walls. We had to use some plaster plugs, and then on the other one is stone, so we had to use like a really cool drill to get in there. Again, I don't have tools, so I had to wait to buy that. Managed to get all that sorted out. Did have an issue where they fell off because I just tried to glue them on at the start, won't lie to you. But we managed to get these floating shelves up. Honestly, I struggle because I'm so small here, but they absolutely turned out amazing in the end. We managed to level them up pretty well. I did want to leave a tiny bit of a gap in between just so if I need any wires to run down from above, we can easily put them down and it wouldn't make too much of a difference instead of it just sticking out. I bought some displays as well to put some of my CSGO knives on. Obviously, these are just display knives, not real knives. But bought so many of these, had to put, I don't know, about 8 of these together. This took a lot longer than I realized it would. But here's my collection that I've managed to get over the years. Absolutely love them. My favorite is definitely the M9. It was a limited edition Hyper Beast. This is what it's looking like so far with the floating shelves as well as my little display items. I only have 2 Overwatch pop figurines. I'm still looking for a Mercy one, so one day we're going to get that as well. And here it is with all the RGB on as well. Absolutely insane, completely different vibe. Absolutely loving it so far. So of course we had to go with some white monitor arms as well. I have never had monitor arms in my life. I had no idea how this would work, how to adjust it. Managed to set these up. It wasn't actually as difficult as I thought it was going to be, just adding a few little screws here and there, tightening it up, obviously adding the monitors in. I did go back and check everything was securely in. One of them wasn't, so I'm very, very glad that I checked that out. So I ended up buying 3 4K 27-inch monitors to go on these monitor arms. I have never had, obviously, a monitor as big as this. I think before I had 2 monitors. One was 24-inch and the other one, I don't even know. Probably 17, really old and really, really thick, like a thick monitor. But now we have some super thin bevels. Absolutely amazing. This is coming along so nicely. So of course I had to get some gaming mouse mats as well. We went with Le Bandit. We've got Hacksaw Gaming as well. That is obviously just relevant to my channel. So for the keyboard, we obviously went with the Logitech Pro X-TKL. I really want to find one that was bigger with a numpad and white, but I couldn't find one. Honestly, I absolutely love this. It looks so nice. Actually, it's really light as well, and it came with a super cool case. I wasn't expecting it to come in a case. I'm not sure why, but I just wasn't. And of course, we went with the G502X wireless mouse as well to match the theme. The only difference between this one is it also has a little bit of RGB in it. So if you guys don't want to pay for the RGB, they do have one without. But listen to these noises. Listen to how crisp this keyboard and mouse are. Then I decided to buy a second Stream Deck. I already have one in black. Again, going for the white theme. About to buy a second one. We bought a white one. It also came with a faceplate. I don't know how you add the faceplate, so I kind of gave up at that. If anyone actually knows how to add a faceplate, please let me know, because I still can't figure it out to today. Sorry guys, thought my camera was slipping there, might have done, but pretty much I've just put that in. This moves. We can also adjust this here. I do it with one hand, I am weak as fuck. We can, there we go. So you can change all this, change the height with the other one by tightening and loosening it. You can move it around and change it so it actually goes up to a 360 angle. It's pretty cool. Now that I've managed to add in the keyboard, the mouse, and the monitors, this room is honestly looking so much more like a gaming room, and we're not even close to being finished yet. And the reason we're not close is because we need to add some RGB, my favorite thing in the world. So this is the pattern I want to do for the Nanoleaf. Lines and shapes. I have no idea if this is going to actually turn out the way I want it to because I didn't measure anything. So obviously using a spirit level on this first panel just to make sure it actually is, you know, straight. And then I realized around halfway through, this isn't gonna fit, so I kind of just make up a different pattern in my head, and honestly it kind of looked okay, worked out decent. And then for the lines, I decided to go underneath instead since the plan had changed, which is completely fine. This way, the displays are going to have a bit of light behind them. And then I wanted some of it reaching out a bit as well. We also had an extra one, so I just kind of popped that down anywhere because it wasn't going to be even. And I couldn't be bothered to buy another 3 more at this point. And there is no video right now of how it looks with the Nanoleaf, because the Nanoleaf wouldn't connect to my phone. It wouldn't turn on. And this is now 2 weeks later, and Nanoleaf still haven't replied. Support is not there, meaning the product is not good enough when you're spending around $700 for RGB. If you guys don't believe me, just go to Reddit. Genuinely wish I'd been to Reddit beforehand. I would have just bought Gobi shapes instead. So while we wait for the lights to, you know, do their thing and finally arrive, I'm gonna build some RGB drawers instead. And when I say I mean my dad is going to help me and hopefully be able to do more than me at this. So since my dad didn't want to be in the video, like I said earlier, he kind of finished the majority of it, and then I realized I'm so weak I can't even pick up the drawers, so my dad had to put the drawers in as well for me because I am so weak. So here's me just pretending I have done things. Thank you, Dad. But honestly, these RGB drawers were absolutely fantastic. Little bit difficult to build due to having the lights and stuff, but honestly, so worth it. Honestly, massive, massive game changer as well, because that side of the room just didn't have the same vibe as the rest of the room. So now I can keep all my stuff in there, put some nice things on top, and look at these colors. Also, it reacts to sound. So I had quite an empty space on the right side of my desk, and I was like, okay, I want to put a TV there. Then I realized I've got all these panels behind the back. I kind of just don't want to put another thing up because I would have liked to wall mount a TV. So I decided, what else can I buy? And then I stumbled across a cube. A special RGB cube. Honestly, the stand alone was so sexy, but this cube, oh my. Honestly, as well, the cube is really light, so I could pick that up. So please don't think I'm super strong, because again, I'm not. But look how mesmerizing this cube is. If you guys want a link to the cube, it's going to be down below. It reacts to sound, you can customize it, you can change the colors. They also have different sizes. This is the biggest size one they have. I went for the 15-inch. I believe they have a 10-inch and maybe a 5-inch as well. They've also got some triangles. So honestly, I love it. Enjoy being hypnotized by the beautiful lights. So I wanted to buy a ceiling light as well because I just have a bulb hanging from a wire right now. So we wanted to go with the ceiling light from Govee because it looked really nice, minimalistic, but also so customizable. So here is the final version of the ceiling light. As you can see, it is very bright, really lights up the room. I had to cut some of it out to actually fit it up there because of how my ceiling was actually designed. Silly things, but so customizable, like I said. But as you can see, you can make it react to a storm. And you can also change the colors. Honestly, the purple in this isn't doing it justice. I don't know why it's not showing up how it should be. The room was very purple. It was like flashing in person. The camera's just not doing it justice. But here is everything when it's all lit up and purple. I love how bright everything is and just the atmosphere it's creating. So since we had Nanoleaf lines and shapes on the front wall, on the side wall it was looking a little bit naked. So my friend's like, why don't you go buy some displays? So I bought some. We got some Life is Strange, one of my favorite games, and we've also got some Arcane as well, the series on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen that, by the way, go watch it. I hate League, but go watch it. Absolutely amazing. Putting the displays up was actually really easy. Use the spirit level to make sure they were all straight. Just use a peel on the back and then stick a magnet on. They can swap them out if you want to, change the locations. Really cool. Wish I had bought some of these earlier, but I might swap these out in the future. But for now, this is the pattern I'm going with. Honestly, love these. This is how it looks once they're all up on the wall. Huge difference to the room. I'm so glad that that area is just not by itself anymore. I also added some little vines as well onto the floating shelves just to add a little bit more texture, as well as on the wooden panels at the back. So we added my Mercy logo as well as my Mercy neon sign. This is what my friend bought me a few years ago from Yellow Pop, I believe. I forgot to record me putting my PC in, but my friend helped me put my PC in and did all my wire management for me. So a huge thank you to my friend for doing that. But the gaming room is nearly done. We just have to add some final plants and then we are finished. This room took about 2 months in the end to build. Loved every single minute of it. Definitely learned a lot of lessons. But here is the final show reel of the finished result. Thank you all for watching.